What is your reason for being? What is your Ikigai? There's a beautiful Japanese concept called Ikigai that I've been obsessed with lately. It is the combination of what you're good at, what you love, and what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. That is your Ikigai. It is more than just a dream job or your passions, as most people call it over here in the West. It is your purpose in life. Ikigai is your human fuel. If you take the time to sit down and think about these four concepts I'm about to explain to you, you will have a clearer path for a fulfilling and prosperous life. The first concept in Ikigai is, what are you good at? Before we dive deeper, I highly recommend you grab a piece of paper to brainstorm some of these concepts in real time as the juices start to flow. Just list down whatever comes to mind in 4 different sections for what you're good at, what you love, what the world needs, and what you could be paid for. Just jot down what comes to your mind. It'll all make sense in the end. So the concept of what you're good at represents your skills and talents. I recommend we start here because those who play towards their strengths will always have an easier time than those who try to fight against their strengths. What are you naturally good at? In school, was it easy for you to write stories? Did you always end up in the top 2 in your gym class fitness test? What about your artistic abilities? Many of these concepts will take tons of introspection. Each concept alone can take years to figure out, but if something pops into your mind, there's a reason it does. Write it down. To use myself as an example, I was always good at learning things quickly. I would pick up new concepts very quickly and would get engrossed in them. I tend to hyperfixate on things and get into a state of flow relatively quickly if I'm researching. This would be an example of something I'm naturally good at. I'm naturally good at learning new things. The second Ikigai concept is what you love. This represents your passion and interests. Think back along your life. What are you constantly gravitating towards? Were you a bookworm growing up, or were you always outside playing with a stick? A quick tip that helped me figure out what I loved was asking myself the question, what did I rush to do when I first came home after school or work? I honestly sprinted to my video games and loaded up YouTube videos. I loved video games and obsessed over YouTube. I remember binge watching PewDiePie's Amnesia highlight videos. They were hilarious. I learned about universe, like universe facts, space facts, all that. I listened to creepypasta stories. I did a lot of YouTube walkthroughs of the games I would be playing at the time. I loved gaming and YouTube. Now, the third Ikigai concept is what the world needs. This represents the needs and problems you can contribute to solving. I feel that this would be the hardest concept to answer, as this has little to do with yourself. You need to think selflessly now. Like, what can you contribute to the world that it needs? A good place to start is in the eternal markets, which are health, wealth, relationship, and happiness. The world will always need these 4 eternal markets. What can you bring to contribute to these eternal markets? Think about that. Personally, I'm still figuring this out. I do not know exactly what I contribute to the world, but it is extremely high on my list. I want to change the world for the better. As corny as that sounds, I really do. I have no idea how I'm gonna do it, but one way for me is to begin figuring that out. Is to start something, do something to help others. That is why I chose to teach others. We live in an age where getting information is easy. We can search topics and get all the information we need. What we currently need now are educators, people to disseminate that information to others. I choose to help the world by educating others. At least that's where I'm starting now. I don't know where this is going to lead to in the future. Now, the final Ikigai concept is what you can be paid for. This represents your ability to earn a living from your skills and passion. This is the least important concept in my opinion, because if you're good at something and you're solving problems in this world, you will most likely already be making money from it. Especially in the modern age where you could get filthy rich doing almost anything, from mowing lawns to creating ChatGPT prompts. In modern society, wealth is directly correlated to the value you bring. Let that sink in. That is very important. In modern society, wealth is directly correlated to the value you bring. An example of mine is that my 9-to-5 needs an IT professional. My knowledge of technology is high enough value for them to hire me. Now I am beginning my journey on YouTube, so I must provide value to you, my subscribers, and eventually I will begin making an income from the videos if I continue to bring you value. If you followed along and listed ideas that came to your mind from each of these concepts, you should have a decent list by now. I recommend you rewatch this video and refine your list maybe 1 or 2 more times. Then start thinking of what you can fulfill with those 4 concepts. What are you good at? What do you love? What does the world need? And what can you be paid for? That is your Ikigai. Thanks for watching.